Hello my beautiful friends and welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations and I'm Nova and I'm so happy to see you today. It is Friday the 30th, so we only have one more day left of 2022. Are you guys ready for 2023? Do you have any cool New Year's resolutions? Do you do a New Year's resolution? I know that some people don't really believe in New Year's resolution. I used to make really big New Year's resolutions, and then the last few years my New Year's resolution has just been to be happier and to not stress as much. And I think that has been working well for me, and I think I've actually been, for one time in my life, maybe accomplishing my New Year's resolution. So I haven't really thought too much about it. I think if I have any resolutions, it'll probably be revolving around the channel. And I did go ahead and sit down and come up with a plan for January. I don't think I'm going to make big overarching plans for the whole year of this is going to be my schedule every week. But I do think I'm going to start making little overarching plans for the month of ideas about what I'm going to make that month. I wrote down some things goals of things that I want to make. And I want to get some patterns. That is going to be kind of a resolution, I guess, is I would like to work on getting some written patterns with, pictures and all edited together and all that. Made up, because I have patterns that I want to make up. Sorry, that is my oven getting up to temperature. Hubby just yelled dinner. I have plans for patterns. I already have the patterns written, and they're just scribbled down in notebooks, so I need to get them typed up and get a whole bunch of pictures taken, probably remake the items and take pictures at very frequent intervals. I like to do a lot of pictures in my patterns because I'm a visual learner, so I know that anyone that reads my patterns who's also a visual learner will really love having all of those pictures, because that's my favorite kind of patterns. So that's kind of what, I guess I just sort of answered my own question where I was I don't know if I'm having a New Year's resolution, but I guess I kind of do have a New Year's resolution already. And so I wrote down plans for January of I plan on making this, or I have goals to make these certain things. And I wrote down I think 3 patterns that I want to get up, and one of them I already have, I've typed it all up and everything, and then another one I have all the pictures taken already. So 2 of them are half done. I just need to go through and actually do the other half and then put it all together. And then also those 3, the patterns are all done for those 3. It's not I'm writing a pattern fresh. I just need to actually put it onto the computer, get it polished up, take pictures if I need to, and finish it up. So that will be something that I work on next month. And to give you guys an update on the scarf, I finished this scarf that I was talking about. So this was made with that Bernat Alize Easy Wool. And this was the funny one that had the hand, because you finger knit it. So it had the hand here instead of crochet hooks or knitting needles, which was so funny. Trying to focus it for you. There we go. And the color is Burgundy Peony. So I ended up using a little over a skein of this. So I don't think I would say a skein and a half, but a little bit more than a skein. Skein, whatever. I still don't know if there is an official way to say that. And so I just sometimes randomly change it. So here is how... Skein. Here is this side of it. Yeah, I'm just going to say there's scones of yarn.
I don't think there's scones.
I love this end of it. It came out so pretty. No, I like skein. And then here is this side, which is got I think that this would be the pearls. I don't know. I think I alternated knits and pearls, but I don't know much about knitting, so this side is a little more textured looking. But I love how this came out. I think that this is such beautiful shades of pink and burgundy, and I think this would be a really pretty Valentine's scarf. Although I have a tendency to want to theme things, so it really could just be a good anytime scarf, but I'm it's pink, it's for Valentine's. So here is the scarf. You could wear it however you want to, of course, but I think it came out really cute. It's nice and fluffy and warm. And I think I'm going to make another one with the, I have another skein, and the rest of the one that I used for this, so I have enough to make another scarf. And I'm thinking that, I will list this on my Etsy shop. So if anyone is interested in this, keep an eye out. because I think I will put this up for sale. But I'm really happy with how that came out, and it is all finished. And I made it nice and long so that you can wear it however you like to. When I wear my scarves, I like to put them around my neck and then kind of wrap them around again. So I'm trying to make my scarves long enough to do that. So yeah, so that's how the scarf came out. I think it came out so pretty. And then I was working on the coat of many colors, as you guys have coined it, and I actually really like that, so I've started calling it the coat of many colors now. And I will insert some pictures over here of what I've gotten done. So I have finished the coat itself now. I finished the arms, I finished the length. That's what I was working on last night, was adding some length onto it. And I actually also worked on adding one of the pockets. It took me forever to sew that pocket on, but you guys may recognize this granny square that I used, and I'm going to be using the other one that I had done in the same colors of yarn, but a different pattern of granny square, and it's going to be the other pocket, and I think that they are so perfect. I had actually been tossing that idea around to use those particular granny squares as pockets, but I wanted to put them on there and see how they looked. And yesterday I put them on there and I was like, these look literally perfect. So I've got that on there, and I'm going to be adding on another pocket. And then the only thing I'm going to be doing is putting on a hood and adding trim. And I'm still mulling it over, but I'm thinking I'm pretty set on doing a fluffy rainbow fur trim. So, because mine's like a coat, not just a cardigan that you would wear around the house. Well, I mean, you can wear your coat around the house if you're really cold, but it's going to be a very warm cardigan. So I was thinking, I could totally do a fur trim and a rainbow fur trim for the coat of many colors. I think that would be so perfect. But I'm going to work on adding that hood probably next, because I want to break from sewing on the pocket because it took me so long, but I sewed it on there really well. So I think it should be very secure. And I think I'll do the hood next, and then either I'll probably sew the pocket on, and then I'll probably do the trim, and that'll be it, and I'll be done with the coat. So I'm gonna keep working on that. And I also last night was looking at some project bags that I had hanging up, and I realized I had forgotten about a project I was working on. And it was so funny because Sharon messaged me today. So I picked up the project. I started working on it last night. Then Sharon messages me today, one of my subscribers. You guys may remember her from the comments, sending me pictures of her Hollow Knight, which is what I found and I hadn't been working on. Because when I had posted this, she was like, oh my gosh, my son would love that. I think her son might have even seen the video and was like, oh my gosh, I need that. I actually have one Hollow Knight that's already finished. He's a smaller one. Well, I decided to make a bigger one because I know it's been a hot minute since I talked about this, and not all of you who are here may have seen that video. So, she made a Hollow Knight too, and she sent me pictures of it, and her son is obviously in love with it, thinks it's the coolest thing ever. I'm trying to focus this so this stops glowing. And I thought that was so funny that she sent that to me literally right after I found this last night and was like, oh right, I forgot about that. So it was just a head when I found it last night. I had a head and one of the horns done. So I went ahead and made the other horn, and I got them all stuffed. They have wire in them so that they're bendable. And I went ahead and attached them. In the pattern, you're not supposed to assemble everything till later, but I kind of like to assemble things as I go a little bit because it's fun for me to see it coming together already. So I went ahead and did that and bent them into their shapes, and I'm super excited about this. And then I got his legs are all created, and I went ahead and did pebbles in the bottom of these ones so that they would stand up. In the smaller one, I did little rice filled organza satchels, the little tiny bags with the drawstrings, I did rice in those ones, but these ones were bigger since I'm making a bigger one in worsted weight yarn. So I went ahead and did pebbles, and I glued together 2 pebbles that would fit to be about the same size as the bottom of the foot. And I did that for both feet and pushed them down in there. And then I put a little bit of glue on top. Well, I put a little bit of glue on another pebble and then stuck it down on top so that they've got a good amount of weight. They each have 3 pebbles in their feet, each leg. And then I went ahead and stuffed it really well. So I'm going to work on continuing this up, and it'll round off into the body, and then I'll put arms on it, and then it's going to look a little something. Am I showing you guys the front? I think I'm showing you the front of the head. It's going to look a little something like this, but, you know, it does have a bigger head compared to its body, but it won't look quite as big. And then I have a cape that I have to make. And the cape is, like, really involved. So one of the reasons I decided to make this, if you guys didn't see that video where I talked about it before, since it was a while ago, was when I made the smaller one, I had difficulties with it. I had difficulties with different parts of it. I had trouble with the horns, which were went much better this time. I had trouble with the cape. So I'm interested to do it again now that I've been crocheting longer, to see if I have trouble with them again, or if like they're a lot easier and I'm like, oh, that was so simple, why did I not get that? You know, I wanted to see how easy it would be now. So I can tell you one thing, I worked these up, despite the fact that I forgot about it for so long, they did work up much quicker than when I worked on the other one. So I know that my speed for crocheting has definitely gotten better over the course of this year. But yeah, like I said, the real challenge is going to be when I get to that cape, seeing how, if it gives me trouble or not, because this part didn't give me trouble like it did last time, so that was really awesome. And I also know a little bit more about how to do amigurumi now, so I didn't follow the way that she does things exactly, because I have my own preferred way of doing it, and I think that makes a big difference. Like, she has you draw, like, use a marker or a pen and like color in stitches, like 3 stitches on this piece, 3 stitches on this piece, and then connect them together. I don't need to do that. But when I did it the first time, I did that, and it gave me a lot of trouble trying to hide the color, because you could still see the color right here where these meet. And so I had to like really put in a lot of work to try to hide it, and I still felt like you could see it. So that was one thing that I did differently. And then also just like the sequence of things. Like I have a metal wire that runs through here to shape it. She has you make the whole thing, stuff the whole thing, and then later in the pattern, when you get to the assembly at the end, then she puts the metal wire in it. That doesn't work very well for me. I really struggled to get that wire in there. So since I knew that, once I got to about here, I went ahead and put my wire in and started stuffing it to kind of hold it in place. And as I went making this, I worked around the wire and continued to stuff it to hold it in place even more. So by the time I got to the end, and when you're working it, it's straight because you haven't curved it yet. By the time I got to the end, then I had my wire nicely secured. It went all the way to the tip, and I didn't have to worry about trying to shove it up in there, because at least the wire that I have, when you try to push it up into something, it just bends. So it gave me a lot of trouble when I tried to do that. And I actually doubled my wire over, so I have wire that goes down here, goes all the way to the end, and then I folded it in half and it goes down again. So it's actually even more posable, because it's actually got 2 pieces of wire running through it. So those are just like a couple things that I did differently now with my experience of making things. And then with this one, last time I did the rice in the feet. And then this time I did the pebbles. It was partially because of the size difference. I could do pebbles for these feet, but honestly, I probably could have done pebbles, maybe like 1 pebble in each foot for the other one. But I did the rice. But now that I know about using pebbles and about how rice can potentially get bugs in it, I was like, you know what, I'm going to do pebbles, because I have a big bug phobia, and I'd rather not put something that could potentially get bugs in it. So those are just some things that I did differently that I've learned. And I'm also stuffing my stuff more solidly, because I want everything to hold its shape really well. And I think that was something I did a little differently on my original. I think I didn't stuff as like firmly, and so it is a little bit floppy. So I'm hoping that everything, like my neck part on it, won't be floppy, because my first one has a very floppy neck. But yeah, so that's what I am working on, and what I've been working on yesterday too. And I'm going to keep working on the Hollow Knight today. And then I'm also going to keep working on my cardigan, just passively over the next little bit. And I'm potentially thinking about joining in on one of, potentially, no promises yet, potentially thinking about joining in on one of these big blanket crochet alongs that people are starting in January. I've seen quite a few, so I'm going to look at them and mull them over, and I'll probably decide by the 1st, so that's going to be Sunday. So I'll probably decide by then if I'm going to join in on one. I'm kind of getting that itch to do a cool like mandala-esque blanket, so I think I might be joining in on one of those crochet alongs, which means, of course, if I do, that you guys are welcome to join in with me. And of course you can join in even if I don't, if you have other creators that are doing them. But if I do join in, then you can send me your pictures if you'd like, and I will feature them in Mandala Tuesdays or whatever type of blanket I do Tuesdays. I'll probably do Tuesdays again just because that worked really well for us. I did decide that I'm going to continue to do Community Spotlight. So I'm thinking I'm going to do Community Spotlight Fridays. So feel free to send me your makes, and every Friday I'm going to do my montage, and I'm going to have the features so that everybody can see your work. Just let me know what name you would like me to use, and if you have any other like little blurbs of details, you are free to send those to me. If I can, I will insert them. If you send me like a whole bunch of info about patterns and stuff, I might not be able to insert it, but I'll have that information in case anybody needs it, and I can put it in the comments, or I can reply to people if they have questions. So feel free to send me those, and we're gonna keep doing that because I think that was super fun, and I love seeing what you guys make, and I love having everybody involved together. I really love our little community here. So, and tomorrow is Gnome of the Month, so if you haven't already, don't forget to send me your gnome, or gnomes if you made more than one. My email is in the description. You can send me pictures of your gnome and just title it in the email like subject line something about Gnome of the Month. I noticed I have gotten quite a few already. I haven't opened any of them yet, but I'm going to be doing that tomorrow or tonight, and going through and getting them all out and getting everything ready for that video. So I am super excited for that, guys. So don't forget, if you want to get that in, you got to get that in tonight at the very latest in the morning tomorrow. It'll probably still make it into the video, but other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow for Gnome of the Month, and I hope everybody is having a wonderful end of your year. Bye, guys.
Bye.
And a little community spotlight moment for Sharon's Hollow Knight guy. He came out amazing, and she made this for her son, so he is so lucky because that came out really awesome. Great job.